All right, happy Wednesday to all of you currently watching here on the IWM Broadcast Network. We have got the IWM Cup Series, and we are at Chicagoland. I'm Rick Sousa here in the booth with Noah Evans, and Noah, this should be a great race. We're back to a mile and a half.
Yeah, Rick, it's good to be back, and what better track to come back to than Chicagoland, man. I never thought we'd see the Cup Series come back to this racetrack. It's such a unique track. It's almost a complete circle. It's got various different types of banking, multi-groove racing. It's pretty much all you could ask for in a mile and a half. Why they ever went away from here, I will never have a clue, but it is awesome to see Chicagoland back. I think we're looking forward to a showstopper here today.
Well, qualifying is just beginning, and we've got a number of drivers on track right now getting their qualifying laps in. If this is your first time watching, thank you for coming and tuning into the IWM broadcast. So qualifying here at iRacing works pretty much concurrently. Everybody is virtually qualifying at the same time. We'll try to highlight a few drivers out there, and especially as we begin to get best times to populate, that will begin to set our grid for this race, which should kick off in just a few minutes. Qualifying is around 5 minutes here as we go. But before we'll watch qualifying in the background, but we've got some other things to talk about, and that is, what is the race about tonight?
Yeah, so it's a 1.5 mile racetrack. So like we said, it was one of those cookie cutter mile and a halves that was built back in the late 80s, early 90s. Obviously, you have it's not as hot as it has been in the Carolinas, thankfully. 79-degree track temp here, 77 degrees air temp, so a lot cooler than what these guys have been racing on the last couple of weeks. You're going to get 3 sets of tires here today, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. You can pretty much space them out well here. You get a stage break at lap 40. So these guys are going to be running pretty hard up until that lap 40 stage break. Our keys to tonight's event, tire management. Look, this is an old surface. They've never repaved this racetrack, and now, especially in modern iRacing, you're really going to be cutting those tires up here. So try to maintain them. Don't go too hard early on. Clean air. Look, these mile and a halves, especially tracks like Chicago, and you are flying around this place. You've got to be able to get yourself out from behind other race cars and get that clean air. And last but certainly not least is pit strategy. It's going to be really important tonight here. This is not the biggest racetrack on the circuit, especially for the mile and a halves, but it can sneak up on you really quick if you get behind on pit road. We saw it Sunday, a couple drivers got behind early on and could never really make their way back up into the field. So pit strategy definitely going to be one to watch tonight, as these guys are going to go for 134 laps, one of the longer mile and a half races we're running this year.
All right, and based on that, let's get a quick peek at where we stand in the point standings.
Yeah, Kyle Smalley, the number 51 machine, he's been on top a lot of the year, but Matthew Wood has slowly been creeping up on him. The gap just a couple weeks ago was almost at 166 points. He's cut it down to 90 now, 6 wins to Smalley's 3, but Smalley is blowing everybody else out of the water in stage points. He's got 132. That's where a lot of those points are coming from. So Smalley has been consistent, and that's what's kept him up in the front. Going down through the field, you have Walker Thomas, Jared Wishon, and Andrew Pileski. That's your top 5. On the bubble, Ty Bostic finds himself in the 16th place spot. Behind him, it's Aaron Jackson and Roberto Ramirez, those two making their way up to the cut line. Casey Herschel and Brian Jones, the other 2 drivers, starting to sweat a little bit as we get down to the last couple races before the chase begins.
Yeah, there's really not that much that separates 18th to 12th. If you think about, there's only 44 points. One good finish by one of those drivers could vault themselves out of the basement and into the top 16.
Yeah, Jackson and Ramirez definitely going to be having some battles here. Both of those drivers have been really close all season long, especially Bostic as well after a couple weeks off. Thankful he's still in that top 16 spot, but he's going to have to fight for it coming down to the wire.
Speaking of that wire, we've got some races left here. Right now we are here in Chicagoland, but after this, We've got the Quaker State 200, which is in Atlanta. That is always a barn burner there. At that new reconfigured Atlanta is a monster track these days. Followed by the Window World 225. That is at North Wilkesboro, and we'll get back to short track racing. From there, we head over to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Balls Out 200. This has Cookout. It's got to be the Balls Out 200. We do have an all-star race, and then we're on the short run. Just 4 races left before we hit the chase.
Yeah, I'm excited. Darlington leading off. I mean, there really isn't a better racetrack to do that at. Obviously, you go to Iowa, the Cookout 200, New Hampshire, ending off at Daytona. I liked ending off at Darlington. I always think that that's a much better track to do it at. But I don't mind the swap. Excited to see Darlington back into the playoffs as well. Always a great track for it. And it's going to be a lot of fun here as we head down to the final stretch.
All right, we are waiting for the drivers to get in their cars. As soon as we get that, we will bring you... Oh, here we go. All right, we should have the grid. Let's bring that up so we can run through that.
All right, starting on pole position, his first one of the year, driving the number 45 machine for Balls Out Racing. It's Jordan Weaver, and to his outside, it's Matthew David Wood. Row number 2 is going to be Brian Jones and Ty Leclerc. Row number 3 in the 23 machine is Chuck Van Scoik and Luke Bullard, an excellent qualifying effort driving the 3. Andrew Pileshi and Casey Herschel will make up row number 4. And rounding out the rest of this top 10 is Michael Anthony and Zach Lindgren.
Yeah, some new names in the top 10. Starting out in row 6, you've got Walker Thomas and Kyle Smalley. In row 7, you've got Justin Lewis and Maxwell Caldwell. In row 8, Aaron Jackson, and to his outside, Pete Tart. In row 9, you've got Christoph Hall and John Ledger. And in row 10, you've got Jeremy Brown and Todd Merkel.
Going through the rest of the field here, Roberto Ramirez will qualify in the 21st spot. Marco Berube in 22nd. That's row number 11. J.R. Houston and Nathan Yarnell make up row number 12. Row 13 is David Watts and Jared Wishon. Row 14 is Calvin Allison and Sammy Harrell. And rounding out the rest of this field is Christian Elliott in 29th.
All right, that is the rest. That is our field for tonight's event here in the EERO 200 at Chicagoland. This race we'll start this race momentarily. Again, there's a stage break at lap 40. That's our first break planned at this point, unless something else happens. It's good to see some new names out in front for the start of this race.
Yeah, some great qualifying efforts by a lot of these guys as well, and especially guys like Brian Jones, Luke Bullard. They're needing some points here today, and putting themselves in the position right now that they have is going to be really important to them. So looking to see what these guys can do here, especially Ty Leclerc. He's been on a bit of a streak recently. Excited to see what driver 39 can do here. Van Scoik as well, a great qualifying effort for him. A lot of these guys looking to make a name for themselves at Chicago. And, hey, we haven't been back here almost, 7 years now? So We're bound to see some new names up in there who've run this track before.
Well, the other thing that is notable here is we were just talking about the standing. Let's bring that back up one more time. We talked about Ty Bostic. Ty is not in the race tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge hit for him in points. More than likely, that's going to lead to either Jackson or Ramirez taking over his spot in 16th. But Brian Jones, an opportunity here in the number 4 machine. Hey, he's been close a lot of times this season. Had some good runs. Just luck has just not been on the 4 side, unfortunately. So he's really going to have to work for it here. And this is a great field of cars.
All right, 29 competitors here about to get underway in Chicago. Green flag flies. Already a black flag was thrown for Christian Elliott. Not exactly sure what happened there with the 63.
Down the back straightaway they come. Here comes Matthew David Wood trying to eye the lead here down into 3 and 4. And this is such a fast racetrack here. Wide and sweeping corners. It looks like Jordan Weaver going to lead lap 1 in the IWM Cup Series return to Chicagoland. Luke Bullard making up a couple spots as well. He's now up in the 5th place spot.
Casey Herschel moves up into 5th and gets right in front of Bullard. He's up 3 spots here in the 49.
Yeah, Bullard just smacked the outside wall there on the inside of Leclerc. He's got a little bit of running to do.
3 wide for a second. You can do that here in Chicago, but you've got to be really careful.
Oh, really sketchy moment there between the 91 of Paleshi. So Smalley now finding his way back up in the front of the field. Started 12th. Now finding his way up to 7th, looking for 6th now on the 3 of Bullard. We'll see if he can get up there. But Jordan Weaver setting the pace so far, and it looks like he wants to try to get to that stage break as soon as possible.
Look at the 4 in the bumper, in the trunk really, the 21 there. Casey Herschel just set the fastest lap of the race, the 30.27.
Yeah, great run for Herschel, and Brian Jones now, like you just said, in the 2nd place spot, finally got it. He gridded up 3rd. Had a great view with the front 2 here, and I've always said, especially in racing, that my favorite starting spot's 3rd. You get a shot at the leader and the outside card. It essentially, if you can get a good start, is a guaranteed 2nd. And caution flag is out.
No idea what's happened. I do see Calvin.
It looked like
back.
Aaron Jones, Roberto Ramirez.
Yeah, Aaron Jackson involved. Just want to note that Brian Jones did get around Matthew Wood and took over 2nd place. See just what happened to Aaron Jackson there. There's that bright green car. Oh, there's contact. Let's try to find a better shot there.
Looks like that's with Yarnell.
I think this may be the best shot here.
Yep. So there's Jackson in the 12. Watch the 55 machine. I think he just tried to get below him to make the pass, and I think he was just already there.
Fortunately, I collects the 25 as well.
It doesn't look like
Ramirez.
It doesn't look like too heavy damage to either of those cars. Maybe, well, I'm sure the right front of Ramirez is probably hurting.
Number of drivers on pit road early here, including Walker Thomas, Michael Anthony, Roberto Ramirez, who was involved in that incident, a number of other drivers.
Yeah, it looks like Ramirez is done for the night. He has a broken right front toe. You can see he stopped in the middle of his pit box.
Yep, and he is showing a meatball flag in that 25. Well, that's unfortunate for the 25.
A couple drivers taking some of the stuffs here. Thomas takes some. Anthony, Jackson, Watts. So it'll be Jordan Weaver, driver 45, leading us back to green here. Brian Jones didn't. Yeah, he, like you said, he did make the pass for 2nd.
In this league, that there is a lucky dog. Well, if you get that opportunity, that's great. Aaron Jackson's coming back out. All right, we appreciate all of you who have tuned in to tonight's broadcast of the IWM Cup Series here at Chicagoland. Certainly appreciate all of you. Christian Elliott does get his lap back, so he's back on the lead lap for some incident on that first lap. Not sure what happened, but he's back on the lead lap. Well, the lights out on the pace car. That means we'll be getting started momentarily as the drivers enter turn 3. Jordan Weaver got lane choice. He chose the inside lane. He's got Brian Jones at the outside. Matt Wood behind him, and there's Casey Herschel. Those guys have been up front since qualifying.
All right, here we go. Jordan Weaver going to be leading us back to green through the bioethanol restart zone. He gets an excellent push from the 21 and the 39. And Matthew David Wood going to try to move to the outside, grab that top spot.
Doesn't have the help behind him that he needs. Needs Casey Herschel to kind of come up and tuck up under that bumper. There, drafting does take, is a factor here at this track.
New leader, Matthew David Wood, your second place in points. And Jordan Weaver trying to hang with him. Big slide there out of the 51 of Smalley. Ford Jones got out of shape there as well. And here comes the 45 of Weaver trying to make it work again.
This race is just underway here, but those are the top 5.
Oh! Merkel going around. Caution flag will fly. Just caught the tail end of that. That's the 2 machine. And looks like he made contact. That looks like with the... Oh no, it started with the 67.
Yeah, Marco Berube, Pete Tart, all involved, unfortunately. Watch the 67. He's got the 23. That's Chuck Van Scoy coming up behind him. Was there contact there?
Oh, it looks like he just kind of got out of shape. Give credit to Justin Lewis for that save there. You can see the sparks coming out from the rear end of that 7 machine. So let's take a look. No, looks like he just dived down onto the apron. And Justin Lewis with the great save there. Merkel gets involved, wishing there as I don't know how Anthony didn't hit the 2 machine there.
Oh,
Jackson just.
He was a missile. What was up
Yeah,
with
just-
that? Let's.
Oh yeah, I saw the tail end of that, and I was like, where did the 12 come from? And it's like he just lost his brakes there or something. So far, we are 2 cautions, 12 laps. There's the 12 of Jackson's Camry. Looks like he just locked it up and
I'm
went
not
to the
sure
far
what
right.
happened there. That was ugly. Well, just 12 laps in when our second caution flies for an incident with multiple drivers here. You got, go back and double check that list. Merkel, wishing, Marco Berube was involved, but I don't think he made any contact. I think he just kind of slid through sideways, but no damage to that 99 to maybe a bit of pride and some tires. And then unfortunately Pete Tart.
Yeah, Tart really got a bad hit there, but I think what you were saying with Berube, I think he was just, like you said, kind of involved spin-wise in there.
All right. Well, field is currently pacing right now. Just a handful of drivers. Well, really all the drivers who involved in that incident, Jackson, Tart, John Ledger, and Todd Merkel, all on pit road. Roberto Ramirez, as we talked about from that last incident, he has retired. like we're in that little bit of a golden hour right now as this race will transition from a day race to a night race. Weather's pretty much about the same as it was when we kicked off the broadcast.
Yeah, track temps stayed the same.
It's beautiful. All right, Matthew, David Wood will be the control car on this restart. He'll have Jordan Weaver to the outside.
Here we go.
Good jump on the 21.
Yeah, Wood is just so good on these restarts. He manages to find his way into a gap every single time here. 3 wide almost for second. And Brian Jones going to take full advantage of this opportunity that's been given to him here. He dives out on the inside of the 45.
45 hangs on. Kyle Smalley's there as well. And you've got Tyler Clare right there in the thick of things, all battling for that second position. Taking a peek back, this is 11th. It's just as wild back here at mid-pack, 2 and 3 wide as these drivers are bobbing and weaving as they make their way through the field.
Yeah, Lewis very lucky to still have a car that runs well. He almost took a really bad hit there on that last wreck with the two of Merkel and Tart, but now he finds himself back in the 10th spot. Better than where he started in 13th, so he now finds himself up here doing a great job. Big loose there out of the 17. Biggest mover so far, Kyle Smalley up from the 12th place spot finds himself in 4th.
You know, these drivers up at the front here, especially Weaver and Jones, they just put up some tremendous laps, 29.87, 29.92. Really just, they were drafted well together and really made a move trying to catch up to Matthew Wood.
Smalley ripping the outside line. He gets by Weaver. Got 2 more cars left till he gets the lead.
Yeah, still they're really running it up on the 21. They're almost there. They've got some help. They're driving in a pack. That's the best thing that they could do. If they race themselves, that's what Matt Wood wants to see in his rearview mirror. Brian Jones back up to second here. And he's underneath Matt Wood.
Jones with a really good run here off of 2. Let's see if he can make a pass for the lead happen here. He's got by him. He's not cleared him yet. Brian Jones trying to go for the lead now. Huge moment for the 4. And he, wow, almost clears him. He does, but it's just by inches. They swap the inside and outside line.
Matt Wood back to the lead with a little crossover move on the 4. Let's see if they can do it again. We're halfway to the stage here as the 2 leaders, Matt Wood and Brian Jones, continue to battle here. Jordan Weaver, your pole sitters, now sit back to the 3rd. He's just kind of chilling. I think there's just so much you can do here, Noah, at some point, because you've got to maintain those tires. You've got 18 more laps to go to get to that stage.
Yeah, you got a little bit of time here, but it's not quite time to go full push yet. You still have, like you said, almost those 18 laps to conserve here. So if you're Jones, I would just fall in with the 21, but don't let him get comfortable. Try to set the pace for the 21 machine. As Jones, you can see, desperately trying to keep up with him, trying to keep the 21 uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's got now a little bit of pressure from the 45 of Jordan Weaver. And then right behind them, you got Kyle Smalley, Zach Lindgren, and Ty Leclerc all chasing them down as well. But that gap between Wood and Jones is just under half a second. Looking farther back in the field, go back to the 16 of Luke Bullard. The 16th place of Luke Bullard. He's the 3 car right there. Looking back, I think we're single file right now around the track. Aaron Jackson back in the pits getting repairs made. Pete Tart is back in the pits as well. Both involved in the earlier incidents.
I think Jackson Brown's got some front end damage as well in the 46. Harrell, we heard earlier that his wheel had initially popped off on the start of the race, and he had to kind of Dale, if you know the clip I'm talking about, Dale Jr. style the wheel and put it in going into 1. So almost a moment for Sammy Harrell, but he finds himself in 20th, up a couple spots here.
Yep, battle right now at the 46 of Jeremy Brown. Back up front, Jordan Weaver is applying a little bit of pressure to the 4, Brian Jones. Now, as you see that car drop down onto that apron, that is legal. You can use that part of the track there, but it's a little tricky. We're right on board with Jordan Weaver.
Oh, caution.
I'm guessing Luke Bullard involved. He's got a meatball. You're just talking about the 3. That's a broadcaster's curse right there. See the 3 come around and see if that's also Jared Wishin involved. See if we can figure out just what happened to these cars. See that blue car up top? That's Jared Wishin. Oh, the 3 just breaks off to the...
And that...
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that is one of the more interesting wrecks I've seen here. Let's see, okay. So Bullard comes off 2, so he's sideways by this point.
He's out of shape.
He got the car aimed. So into the wall he goes.
Big hit.
So now, yeah, massive hit there. That right front's probably destroyed. And then Wishin gets it saved, and then he loses it. And then he does almost the exact same thing, with albeit a little bit less damage.
Yeah, less speed carrying in. Just kind of nipped the safer barrier there, just tore up the tires.
And then there's Berube. I don't think Berube was involved in that.
Nope. Just think those 2 drivers. Well, they're on pit road. So in the pits was Marco Berube, Christian Elliott, David Watts, Jared Wishin, John Ledger is on pit road. Luke Bullard, unfortunately, he has retired.
Yeah, that was a huge hit for that car. I would doubt that the right front on that was in any way, shape, or form in good shape. So unfortunate for the 3. Had a great starting spot and had a great run going too.
All right, 12 laps to go before the stage. Our 3rd caution of the night. little bit of chaos tonight, Noah.
Yeah, so far it's been fun to watch. I will say that it's some of the best racing on iRacing. One of the best tracks to race at here, and especially we saw that Sunday as well. Just some great racing overall. It's a pretty old surface. It just makes for fun, enjoyable racing, and I'm sure all these guys would say the same thing here. As Wood obviously sitting the prettiest out of all of them, but Brian Jones can't go ignored. He's had a heck of a run so far. Your top three have been inside the top three whole race. Wood has moved up from second, Jones has moved up from third, and Weaver has gone down from first. But the top three remains unchanged from how we started, and Zach Lindgren now has found himself into the. He snuck his way in up into the top five. He's in fourth, up from 10th.
There you go. I think that's what you're hunting for.
Yep.
A big move by Calvin Allison. Huge. Up 17, and now 18 spots.
Yeah, Allison has somewhat struggled with qualifying, so it's good to see him making some good waves here. Back to green.
A little bit of a stack up on that outside line.
Yeah, the last restart, Jones didn't really get off the start the way that he wanted to.
Still 2x2 as he drives around the backstretch. Three wide.
Now Smalley, we talked about him. He wants a piece of that party. And now Justin Lewis, we can't go without talking about the 7 machine. He's now up to fourth, but that is a gaggle of race cars he's got behind him, including, we just talked about, Calvin Allison of the 88.
Yeah, now he's up to fifth plus 22 spots for the 88.
Boy, this racetrack got dark fast.
Yeah, it did.
Really going to cool this track down a lot. Going to make for some really fast laps here. So Allison has found his way into fifth, up from 27th. Big mover is Calvin Allison. Smalley up from 12th. Great runs for these guys. Oh, out of shape. Casey Herschel going lawn mowing through the grass. He got way out of shape coming off turn 4.
Still in the grass as he makes his way back. Holds it together. Green flag stays out. We're still green here as he gets it back together here and gets back on the racing surface.
We can go back and see what happened there. I don't think he bounced off anybody. I think he just got really out of shape off of turn 4. Let's see here.
May have caught the apron there.
Caught the apron.
Yep.
It is amazing how finicky it is down there. We've seen it happen twice tonight. It is not playing around.
All right, Matthew Wood continues to lead here. He's got Jordan Weaver on his tail. Well, not even on his tail, but somewhat on his tail, about a half a second, 3/10 back. Kyle Smalley moves himself into third. Justin Lewis in fourth. And Zach Lindgren in fifth. Don't look now. Calvin Allison's right there as well. But he's got a lot of cars. Oh, he's loose too. He saves it, though.
Good save. Justin Lewis as well finds his way into the 4th place spot. Lindgren moves up to 5th as well. So both of those drivers were fighting for spots. They've gotten clear of that big 2-3 wide line of cars. We come down to about 5 laps to go until the stage. 4 next time.
Yeah, what we've already determined is just from watching, I'm sure you have as a viewer, is that if you're off that racing surface and you catch that apron, you've got a very slim chance of getting that car put back together. Super slippery here, easy to get out of shape, and that's all it takes. Watching 3 wide here with Michael Anthony, Sammy Harrell, and Andrew Paletti. Just some good racing all over the track tonight, Noah.
Yeah, this is such a great racetrack too, and Chicagoland has always put on great races. I mean, you go back and look at its farewell race. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson. I mean, it's a lap that'll never be forgotten. One of the best laps I've ever watched in NASCAR Cup Series history. That's the smoke there off of turn 4. But going back to what I was saying, it's been amazing to watch tonight. It's been some very close racing, but it's been hard racing. Guys not giving each other any sort of room whatsoever. There's very little room for error at a racetrack like this. And now you see back for the 4th place spot is Lindgren trying to grab that last point.
Yeah, right there, Jordan Dewar with Justin Lewis there battling for 4th. Just 1 lap to go here as this stage is coming to a close. At 85, Lindgren knows every point matters.
Side by side down the back straightaway. Lewis trying to get clear. Who can make their line work better? Lindgren charges to the inside, but will Lewis get the momentum shift? Lindgren going to try to clear. Lewis on the outside. They're going to door bank coming to the line, and Justin Lewis grabs it. That couldn't have been 0.003 of a second between those two. Great finish for 4th.
Absolutely solid effort there by the 7 of Lewis to take that position away for that stage point, moving up to 4th. But your winner of the stage, Matthew Wood, will bank 10 points. So that Wood, Weaver, Smalley, Lewis, Lindgren, Caldwell, Leclerc, Houston, Brian Jones, and Walker Thomas bring home stage points. All right, so far so good. Some great racing here tonight. I thank you all as the field makes their way down onto pit road. While they do that, I just would like to thank all of you who have tuned in tonight to watch this event on the IWM broadcast channel. And if you get the opportunity, go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and join our family of viewers who tune in each and every week. We thank you again. Expect to see here, Noah, that we'll see all drivers take 4 tires and fuel, especially at this early stage.
Yeah, more than likely this is going to be the last caution available stop that we get here. Let's see what these guys can do. I expect green flag runs here to the end.
Yeah, based on our initial math of just what this looks like, we're thinking about 40 laps or so. 36 to 40 laps. So this was like just at the. Of course, it was made easier by the handful of cautions that came out, but around 40 laps is what we think that they'll get here on a tank of fuel. So if you just extrapolate that, if we get to one more stop at lap 80-ish, then they'll still need one more stop on pit road for fuel.
Yeah, and as long as this race is going to go, we've seen good racing. Obviously, we've seen some wrecks here, but usually the trend the last couple of times has been early caution, get it out of the way, and then it's green towards the end. I mean, everybody seems like they've kind of gotten everything figured out here.
All right, lap 44 in the books here. That means 90 laps to go. Now, interestingly enough, since Jared Wishon came in at lap 27, he stayed out and finds himself up in front, and he'll lead a lap. But,
take him where you can get him.
Yeah, but he's about on nearly 20 lap older tires, and obviously not enough fuel.
It's going to make for a more fun restart then.
Yeah, that outside line has every opportunity there, and unfortunately the 51 of Kyle Smalley finds himself, as well as Matthew Wood, behind that 17.
Let's see what both of those drivers can get done here. Through the bioethanol restart zone. Good jump from Wishon, reads it perfectly. And that may open up the door for Smalley and Wood there.
Yeah, 17
Huge lead
hangs
for
on.
Wishon.
Yeah, good jump by the 17. 21's falling back. Finds himself now in sixth place there. Seventh even at this point.
Maxwell Caldwell now up into the fifth place spot as well. Kending North of 94 is now Michael Anthony, or excuse me, Tyler Clare. They'll have similar cars. You can use every inch of this racetrack. Try to get by him, and now the 7 of Lewis now wants that third place spot.
Yeah, he's door to door there with the 45 of Jordan Weaver, which is all good news for the 17, because right now everything behind him, well, with the exception of Kyle Smalley, is battling with their own little mini battles here, but Jared Wishon is all by his lonesome and just turned a lap of a 29.96, his best of the day. Really get a feel for the speed here with these cameras.
Yeah, this track, obviously, you know, being younger, you don't really have a sense for it, and not being able to kind of grasp what it's like to drive race cars here, or just drive race cars in general. These guys are flying here. This is one of the fastest half miles, 1.5 miles on the circuit. I mean, you can just see the banking there. They're making up a lot of ground in that straightaway. I mean, they're through that whole straightaway section in less than 5 seconds. They are absolutely getting a 2:02 for the entrance to turn 1. That's unbelievable.
You're on board with the 51 of Kyle Smalley here. He was content just to stick in this spot, let the 17 go around. He knows he's got more fuel and better tires right now than the 17. He can afford to just kind of wait it out.
Well, that's, yeah, like you were saying, and he knows that the 17 is burning what he has left right now of fuel and tires, so he's essentially has the provisional lead once the 17 does come down pit road. So he's got good room in front and out back. He's sitting pretty right now.
So far, your leaders will be running up on the think on that 12 car, that's Aaron Jackson, who was involved in an earlier incident. It's kind of, he's lost the draft a bit. He's just unfortunately right there. He is a lap or so down, but he's got the leaders in his rearview mirror. A little loose on that 51 there.
Had to wheel it there. So currently all Jared Wishon up in front, trying to keep this lead up from Kyle Smalley. Jordan Weaver behind him as well. Justin Lewis, Zach Lindgren, Tyler Clare, all these drivers looking for a shot to win tonight. And so far, unlike the usual mile and a halves here, they really aren't that far apart from each other.
Nope, just a couple tenths separate these drivers. Are staying close right here. Now Aaron Jackson, who they're about to run up on, is 9 laps down. Seems like it's kind of feast or famine. We've got about 24 drivers on the lead lap, but after that, Jackson and let's see. He's the only one left running here. Looks like we've got retirees of Merkel, Bullard, Tart, and Ramirez. So Aaron Jackson, the only car that's any laps down, is still on the track, but he's about to go down another lap as these leaders move up. A little bit of attrition tonight, Noah.
Yeah, there's been a couple of incidents that we've seen so far. I think we got them out of the way early, hopefully. I wouldn't I'm obviously not going to, jinx it and announcers knock on wood, but hopefully we've gotten everything cleared out for the night. I think, obviously, coming back to a track like this, everybody just kind of had their nerves up. You got to be able to calm down, figure this racetrack out, figure out where your line is, where the other guy's line is, where's going to be the fastest line to run at. So far, I can't even tell you where the fastest line to run is. Everybody's running something different, but it's something where they're comfortable, and that's what's making a lot of these guys faster. You can just see there, that's a couple feet off the line. Nobody has been imitating each other except on the straightaways just to get the draft.
Yeah, after 2 weeks of road racing, where these drivers are finally back to an oval, and now they're going to plan strategy, as Noah talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. They've got some keys for success here that they're going to have to deal with, and certainly that is going to be managing those tires, and certainly the pit strategy. Because right now we're not really playing pit strategy. We just ran hard and ran to the stage. But Kyle, a chance to lead here. Kyle Smalley figures out a way to get around the 17.
Yeah, that was only a matter of time before that happened, and he got around him clean. Oh, Weaver big loose.
Wow, he saved it though. These guys pitted last on, Weaver especially, pitted last on lap 42. We say that, but that was nearly 20 laps ago. So new tires, yes, but unfortunately with 20 laps on, this racing surface, this surface is like a cheese grater.
Yeah, it's been really eating these guys' tires up, and Smalley was definitely careful there behind the 17, but now he's got a buffer zone between him and Justin Lewis, which, as I just mentioned, is the 17. So he's got a little bit of a ways to go here, obviously. Still 73 laps to go. Long time left in this race, but Smalley so far looking really strong here.
You can see the track beginning to rubber in spots. See if you're saying, what are you talking about? You see that little bit of that darker line right there in front of the 51 there. That's a groove that's there, and it's got some of the rubber that has come off these tires. It makes it a little bit stickier. That's a line that they're on, and it's a better place. It's a successful line to run.
Great shot down the back straightaway there.
Smalley is not he's not running away. You've got the 17 is there, but right there is also the Leclerc. Justin Lewis gets around Leclerc, and he takes over third. And Lindgren and Jones, all that's your top 5-6 drivers.
Justin Lewis, this is the best that 7 machine has looked. Pretty much all year long. Besides Super Speedway races, what a move by Michael Anthony around the outside there. I don't think he had an inch between him and the wall there. That was impressive.
Yeah, the 14 and the 85? No. It's Tyler Leclerc here, running very similar paint schemes.
Yep. Yeah, I said the same thing too. I thought it was Anthony as well. I called it a couple times, but it is Leclerc.
Leclerc moves into second, and he's hauling the 17 with him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Major damage.
That is Ty Leclerc. Yes, not Michael Anthony. Ty Leclerc. Very heavy damage there on the 14. We can go back and see what happened here.
Well, you're going to have to take a peek at that. I can't find it in the...
Let me go back and see here. So it looks like it happened on lap 66 going into 1. I think. No, I'm wrong. Lap 66 going into 3. All right, so there's a 39 machine there. You can see Wishing behind him. Big move by Lewis to get up in front of Lindgren. Lindgren's going to drop down low to try to kill the air. So there's the 39 machine. Watch him. So he goes into 3, taps the outside wall up on the high line, tries to go back down. Big impact with the outside wall.
And if you've been on iRacing before, or you know that safer barrier is kind of like, once you're into it, the car has a hard time getting off of it. You're stuck to it. Get all that tore up metal or body on the outside there, you're just kind of caught, and he's got some definite damage there. Looks like he may have some suspension for sure.
Yeah, he's got some heavy damage on that machine there. He's going to have to really work to get that one fixed.
All right, he's still working his way around. Oh, the 99 goes up and into the wall. That's live, folks. It's Marco Berube right in front of the 39. 39 may have had a little bit of flashback there as he saw the 99 hit the safer barrier just like he did.
Yeah, everybody's been trying to get a little gutsy here. So far, it's worked out somewhat all right. Until then, for those two.
Back up front, Kyle Smollett. Caution is out.
Looks like for Sammy Harrell.
Yep, Sammy Harrell. Don't see.
What happened there?
Yeah, got some right front damage. We'll take a peek at that.
It looks like it was him and Jeremy Brown who got into it. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, that's a good catch. See Brown up on the outside. That damage I thought I saw was already existing.
Ooh.
Oh, just not clear.
And he rides the wall all the way past the start-finish line.
And we're going to jump over to Jeremy Brown's view, what Jeremy saw in his car. And he had no place to go.
It doesn't even look like he hits his nose there. It's really weird. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, he got slowed up by hitting the wall, which then in turn he hit. Okay.
Well, while we're taking a quick peek at that, everybody finds themselves on pit road. I say it was a quick peek, but I think we did an in-depth analysis.
Yeah, definitely one of the smaller incidents tonight. Thankfully, doesn't look like anything too major for either of those drivers. So we'll head back to green here hopefully pretty soon.
David Watts picks up the lucky dog. Jared Wishin, good for Jared. He stayed out that time. Didn't go in at lap 42. It paid off because now he's coming out in second here and on lap 73.
Yeah, and I really got to respect the racing that the 17 had there. Obviously, being in the lead would be better, but settling for second is definitely nothing to joke about. I mean, he's got a great spot there, was able to hold his own for that long. He's going to be staring down the barrel of a hopeful victory here.
All right. Well, fifth caution of the night. 75 laps complete. So more than halfway. Kyle Smollett, your current leader. Jared Wishin, Walker Thomas, Justin Lewis, and Jordan Weaver. That's your top five. I'm not going to talk about any one of those top five drivers because I don't want to jinx them.
No, just don't talk about anybody inside the top 10 right now. I think that's what all those guys are starting to hope for.
Don't let them focus on me. Don't let them focus on me.
Could inevitably lead to the top 10 piling up and somebody who's 10 laps down ending up winning this race. All right, back to green. Jared Wishin gets the inside line here. One likely where he wanted to start. Smalley gives up the inside. He'll give up the lead spot, but he will get it right back. As Jared Wishin sits back in second. He's got to get those tires worn in quick. He's got a lot of good cars behind him.
Yeah, a number of those cars are his teammates. All four of the Balls Out Racing drivers are in the top 10. And just as I say that, let's not say the fact that also you've got both Jared Wishon and Zach Lindgren with Elite Motorsports. They're also there. Nathan Yarnell is knocking on the door. Justin Lewis finds himself as the only 1320 Enterprise driver currently on the lead lap.
They've been having some good races the last couple of weeks too.
Yeah, Andrew Pileshi has been up there, won a race, and this is just not his race. Walker Thomas laying down a smoking lap of a 29.86. It wasn't like he was doing that in the draft or behind anybody. He was all by himself. Kyle Smalley's got a lot of clean air in front of him. Nobody, no cars in front as he leads this pack. Track has actually warmed up a little bit, but pretty consistent here.
Yeah, and going back to Wishon as well, he's held his own. He's got in a third place spot now. Granted, it's not second where he was, but he still has held on amazingly this race. He can definitely hold on to it. I mean, if he can hold his own on 20-something lap older tires than everybody else who just pitted, that car seems to come on late. It seems to be a long-run car, so I expect Wishon to get better as the run goes on. But Lewis, not going to let him have it just yet.
Oh, caution's out for the 6th time. Marco Berube.
'99 machine going around.
Yeah, he's got some damage on that car. Maybe the only car involved here. Watching that, the red 99.
Oh, it was him and Brown again.
Jeremy Brown.
That was odd.
Yeah. Let's take a.
I don't think Ruby bounced off the wall. Is he squirrely there? If he is, it's barely.
Yeah, I'm watching that that seam that he's running here. He's not squirrely. He's super high on the track. Maybe a little
right
swirly.
there.
Yeah. Yep. It doesn't look like that was intentional. Just looked like he was just a little loose.
46 of Brown got super lucky that there wasn't more damage involved with that. He got the best end of that out of anybody.
Well, with that, about 12 or so cars make their way onto pit road. Watching Chuck Van Scoik there in the 23. He's getting his pit stop. Marco Berube does have a meatball flag, so that car has got some significant damage. He'll have to remain in the pits to get that taken care of. A couple of black flags. Andrew Pileshi and Maxwell Caldwell both caught a black flag. Not sure why, but typically that winds up being unsafe pit entry or a little bit too much speed coming onto pit road. All right. Thank you again for tuning in to the IWM broadcast network of the IWM Cup Series. Thank you for tuning in to here at Chicago for the EERO 200. Right now under caution for the 6th time tonight for a little incident between a couple of drivers, but we are 84 laps in with just 50 laps to go, 50 laps to go. Now, a number of these drivers pitted last on lap 73, so they will all need, I say that, I believe they will all need to come in one more time before the end of this race.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. No way that any of these guys get all the way to the end here. It takes some insane fuel saving to get there, but I expect a fuel. I expect a fuel only run here to the end. I think everybody's good on tires.
All right, pace car drops off. Kyle Smalley leads them, and the green flag flies. Good jump by the 51. It's a little bit of blink out of the 17 there, Noah. He disappeared for a bit.
Always a good jump by Smalley, though. He's been excellent at getting these great restarts. Is wishing barely going to clear the one there of Thomas as he's going to look to jump down, but he's got the 85 of Lindgren there.
Yeah, Lindgren kind of wants to put his car in there, but the one's got a little bit more speed. Oh, was a little bit of contact, I think, between the 85 and the 7 there. Let's bring up that graphic where our current top 5 championship points are sitting right now. Your leader in the points, Kyle Smalley, finds himself out in front with Matthew David Wood back in P6. Thomas in 3rd is in 3rd. Wishing in 4th is in 2nd, and Valeschi, a bit tougher night for Andrew. He's back in 21st.
Yeah, had a decent run going there, and unfortunately, looks like the 91 machine's just kind of falling off. So he still has a lot of time to make his way back up here. Going to start running out pretty soon, though.
Kyle Smalley, lots of clean air, is just out there running up in front. Watching what's happening behind him, which is beginning to break down into mostly single file racing right now. Right there, just outside the top, I guess that's the top 10 right there. We've got a battle with J.R. Houston and Jordan Weaver, Michael Anthony right there on the tail of the 21. So Jordan Weaver was our pole sitter. He's back there in 9th.
I feel like it was only a matter of time before we saw Kyle Smalley start breaking out with the lead here. And I think now's that time, and he's been able to do this all season long. That's why he's in the points lead. He'll look for win number 4 here. It's far from over, but he's been one of the better cars tonight.
Solid racing here at Chicagoland with these drivers. Kyle Smalley, your leader. Jared Wishon is in 2nd. Walker Thomas in 3rd. Justin Lewis in 4th. And Zach Lindgren in 5th.
Back to the rest of the top 10 there. Brian Jones in 6th. Matthew Wood in 7th. Michael Anthony in 8th. Jordan Weaver in 9th. And J.R. Houston rounds out the top 10. And hey, what a run for J.R. Houston. Up from 23rd. Great run for him tonight as well. But Jared Wishon is so far our biggest mover. He's all the way up from 26th position, now in 2nd.
Right back up front with Kyle Smalley. He's just on a quiet little Sunday drive, but behind him, there's a lot of action going on with Walker Thomas, Jared Wishon, and Justin Lewis all battling, trying to get to that second spot. And that 17 of Justin Lewis always seems to want to drop off. Oh, big in the wall at 7. Said that Justin Lewis just tagged that safer barrier.
That was almost close.
All right, 95 laps complete. 40 to go here in Chicagoland.
What a great battle here for third. This has been going on for the last like 20 laps.
Right? Crazy.
Between these three guys here. I don't think I've seen them not be side by side. This is amazing racing for these two here. Brian Jones is liking it though. He's checking out his opportunities, seeing who can clear who. Would love it if he went for the middle here. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and it's just
3 wide.
Just in watching what's happening, it's not like the guys are taking the same line. They each got their own approach to it. It's just right on board with Brian Jones to see what he sees.
Yeah, watch everybody going into 3 here. Nobody has the same line.
Down the back.
He gets right up to the bumper. 3 wide. And that was his opportunity right there. He saw it. He took it. Perfect execution there from Jones.
Now he's door to door with the 1 of Walker Thomas.
I think that just killed his exit speed there.
Yeah.
If he can get the gas up early, a little bit of a slide there, that's going to cost him. He'll fall right back in line.
Matthew Wood is creeping back up. He's now right there in 6th with 37 laps to go. And he gets around the 4. Has found a way to get around this track. And he is flying. Looks like he's just running that high line, huh?
Yeah, it looks like he's been one of the very few so far this evening to be able to do that.
So everybody dropped to the low side. Matthew Wood stays in it. Gets a huge run. He's up to the bumper of the 1, and now he takes that position. And by going low like that, he prevents them from jumping out. Oh, contact with the 17 of Wishon.
Really tight racing here. That shows you Wood is desperate to get back up there. He knows time is starting to run out. He's got to get himself in good position here late into this race. He knows he can hold it. He's side by side with the 1.
And that contact with the 17 really impacted his charge, but he's figured something out. He's got that high line figured out, but he's going to make it work in concert with these other drivers. He found himself trapped down on that inside line, which really wasn't a good place for him to be. don't think he's able to hold it as much as he was before, Don.
No, I definitely don't think he's been able. This is not the same car.
Man, he stayed in that throttle well past the point the 17 stepped out of it.
Yeah. Oh, Jones into the wall there. So Zach Lindgren gets by the 51. This is going to be a heck of a run here to the finish.
Yeah, all this time we're focusing on Matthew Wood in third place and missed the 85 getting around the 51.
See how he did it. Oh, yeah, Smalley got loose there.
Yep, easy for the 85 to work his way around him. All right, laps chipping away now, just 30 laps to go. See Matthew Wood from that third place position dives down low. He needs to stick to what was working for him before that high line if he can still stay up there, but maybe not.
Let's see if Lindgren could hold it. That may have been exactly what he needed here. Coming down to 30 to go. A huge shake-up for the lead.
Battle right behind here between the 51 and the 21. Matthew Wood on the high side where he's been successful. Oh, the 51 he's coming in. He's getting his pits up. All these drivers do have to come in one more time. And here comes the 51.
That is an interesting call by the 51. I would not expect him to come down that early. He may have been already out of stuff.
Well, with 27 laps to go, he certainly knows that he's got enough to make it to the end. He pitted last on lap 73. That is 22. 31. That seems a little early. You're right. Looks like he just split the window. Both Brian Jones and Justin Lewis are also on pit road, getting their stop in, but we will need to see everybody else. Under green flag conditions, it's 41 seconds to get off of the racing surface onto pit road, get your service, and get back out with 4 tires. Well, a lap here is 30 seconds. So you're going to automatically go a lap down here.
Yeah, it's a tough call here this late on. I'm shocked not a lot of these guys are wanting to kind of draw it out as far as they can go.
Matthew Wood on pit road.
Yeah, that may be the right call, though, by the 51.
Matthew Wood taking tires in the pits now. Oh, Andrew Pileshi has crashed.
They get a caution for that?
Caution has not come out. He's underway.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just a single car spin.
Matthew Wood's time in the in his box was a 15:43. Kyle Smalley 15-17, so about 2 or 3 tenths faster for Kyle Smalley. That will help him. But your leader, Zach Lindgren's all by himself out there. Well, he's clean air out in front, but at some point he's got to come in. Our math says here, as we were mathing this, that he's got to come in somewhere in the next 2 or 3 laps.
He just wants to get this over with. He wants it. He just wants to be able to have this lead and get it done.
Yep, but he's got to come in soon. He's, as is Wishing, who's behind him, he's got to come in, as well as Michael Anthony, Walker Thomas, all those guys, everybody in the top 7 pitted last on lap 73. Here's Walker Thomas. He's coming into pit road for his service. But again, our expectation is that we will see everybody here within the next lap or 2 for their final stop. Now the question is does someone just take 2 tires?
It's a tough call for me. I would say right now I think 2 is the best bet. Everybody seems to be running pretty good. If you are going to take tires, I would say 2 is the best. Everybody's running really well on old tires right now. Shockingly, doesn't seem to be a lot of fall off. I'd stick with the 2.
Yep. Everybody so far has taken 4 tires. Maybe that's the move. Oh, caution's out.
Caution.
That is going to shake up this. Oh my gosh.
Andrew Pileshi.
What happened to Andrew? This has not been Andrew's night.
So here he is in the bottom of the racetrack.
I just caught.
Oh my. Yep. Super unfortunate there for the 91.
Well, that does change everything because with that spin, it's coming at the right time for a lot of these drivers. I mean, obviously, if you're Kyle Smalley and those drivers who just came in, Justin Lewis, etc., you're just going to stay out.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do, and that's going to help a lot of pretty much everybody else out. So yeah, keep your spot right now. I'd say just stay right exactly where you are, and you'll be fine. If you're one of those, at least, who pitted last cycle.
'17 comes out. Well, we're going to wait for this order to be reshuffled on this restart, but right now, that really benefited the 17 of Jared Wishing. He comes out what looks to be out in front.
Yeah, that's an excellent call for Jared Wishing there. One of the better cars in this racetrack tonight. He's got a good shot at it. Never say never.
Yep, number of drivers will get wave arounds. They'll get back on the lead lap. We should have about 18 cars on the lead lap when we go back to green flag racing. All right, looks like this is going to put Jared Wishing out in front. He'll be the control car, but he will have the 85 of Zach Lindgren, Jordan Weaver, and look who's sitting in fourth, J.R. Houston, as well as Calvin Allison. Misfit Mafia Racing makes its appearance in the top five.
Yeah, and for J.R. Houston and that Misfit Mafia team, it's been one of their better nights so far, especially for Houston. Has not had the best luck the last couple of races. Had a really good run going at Pocono. Couldn't put it all together at the end. But he's got a golden opportunity here tonight, coming to 14 laps to go. It's going to be a fun one to the end here.
All right, pace car drops off the racing surface. This race is in the hands of Jared Wish on this restart, and we're back to green. Good move by the 85 there.
Great restart for Jared Wishon in the 17 machine. A little bit loose there for Calvin Allison, two Misfit Mafia teammates almost getting into it there. Chuck Van Scoyk going to move out of line. He's going to try to get the fifth place spot here. But for these two cars right here, Jared Wish and Zach Lindgren, both of these drivers looking to add to an already impressive resume in the IWM Cup Series. It is far from over. 14 to go.
Talking about Kyle Smalley back. He's now back in 13th. Matthew Wood back in 15th. Brian Jones in 16th. So with that stage, with that pit stop cycle and the green flag and that caution, that has really shaken up this field.
Yeah, it's done a lot more than shake it up. It has pretty much flipped this field up on its head. And now it presents a great opportunity for pretty much everybody inside this top five here.
A little bit of contact with the 23 of Van Scoyk and the 88 of Allison there. No harm, no foul, but they were in each other's door. Up front, Lindgren's looking to find a way around him. There's Jared Wishon using that apron. We've seen him do that all night long. Just 11 laps to go. He's hoping it stays green. He can keep the 85 out of his way and run this down. The 17 needs a win.
Absolutely right. He needs one, and he needs one bad here. Gonna give it all he's got. Coming down to it. And here we go.
Yep, Jared Wishon currently sitting in fourth. Points-wise, but he's the only driver in the top five who has not scored a win. This may be his opportunity to, caution flies for Calvin Allison.
Front straightaway. 88, Calvin Allison going around.
Oh, at the start-finish line.
It's like he had an issue with the 14 machine of Anthony.
No, it's like the 46 of Jeremy Brown may have gotten his bumper. Well, I say that, but that's let's back that up because there may have been a number of. I think the 7 is right there too.
Does he just kind of clear himself up there? No, okay, so he's clear there.
Is he blocking that?
So tight to tell.
It's like he is super loose, puts it back together, but he's off speed wise. But yeah, I can't tell what caused that, but he was definitely loose early on. A number of drivers on pit road: Matthew Wood, Brian Jones, Kyle Smalley, John Ledger, Nathan Yarnell. They're figuring that with 5 laps to go, they're taking fresh tires. But they're going to find themselves back in 13th, 14th, and 15th. What's your thoughts on that, Noah?
Yeah, Smalley and Jones, both of those guys they've been great so far, like you were saying, and it just shocks me. I'll be honest with you that it's played out the way that it has. I for sure would have thought, and this is probably an announcer's jinx, Smalley and Jones would have been the top 2 by now.
Yep.
Of course, I announcers jinxed them. I hyped them up early on. I shouldn't have done that, which now puts Wishon and Lindgren up front now. So let's see what these two can do here. I wouldn't count out J.R. Houston. I wouldn't do it. He's been so close, and that is really going to drive him here in these final laps.
Yeah, the same thing with the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik. We've seen him at the beginning. He goes in. They have their whole strategy about fueling and pit stops, and here he is, back up in the top 10, top 5.
This will be, if he can pull this off, an amazing play of strategy here for the 17 team. Amazing work by them so far tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad call not to come in at lap 42, but he's not only did it make it work, it was a masterpiece. It was perfect.
Yeah, he sure showed us with that call. I'll tell you that much. You can look there, a lot of cars out of this race. Almost 8 of them out so far. So the carnage at Chicagoland has not slowed down for anybody. So Wishon, Lindgren, Weaver, Houston, Van Scoik. I believe Weaver and Lindgren are the only 2 with the win this season, if I'm not mistaken. Back to green.
Yeah, Jeremy Brown has a win.
So nobody in the top 5 has won this season.
Nope. Logan Clampett, Marcus Adams, Aiden Kirker, Pete Tart, Jeremy Brown, Andrew Pileshi, Thomas, Smalley, and Wood. Those are our winners so far this season.
So on the line tonight with 5 to go is a first win this season for this top 5. Wishon, Lindgren, Weaver, Van Scoik, and Houston. Oh, contact in the back there. Lewis and Brown get into it. And caution, Brian Jones going around. Overtime?
Maybe.
Possibly.
This really plays, I think, into the hand of Jared Wishon. You've got to build a run, and that takes time. Well, with just if you wind up in a green-white checker, there's no time.
Yeah.
Man, they are in a thicket of cars right there. See, right now they're 3 wide. That's Christoph Hall getting a little bit out of shape there. I think he ends up collecting Brian Jones, unfortunately.
Quite possibly one of the worst situations. Yeah, that's one of the worst situations to find yourself in as a driver, is that diamond pattern right there. It is a really hard spot to get out of.
I think there's a little contact with the one in the left rear quarter right there. The one backed out thinking it was, he was going to save it, but unfortunately, you see the 4 have a contact, the 98 obviously. All right, number of drivers on pit road. Jones, Thomas, Hall, Ledger, all drivers who involved in that incident. But the focus is up in front, as you see. That is Christian Elliott getting a lap back. I think he is now 3 laps down. All right. We're very much, I think, moving here into a green-white checker situation here. They'll cross the start-finish line at lap 133, so yep, that would make sense.
And what an opportunity this is for all of these guys in the top 5 here. We'll go lights out on the pace car, so it looks like we're going to have a 2-lap shootout here at Chicagoland. Top 5 without a win. Brown has one. Anthony, I don't think he doesn't have one yet this season. Lewis still looking for one. Is Lewis, heck, he's looking for his first in the series.
Yeah.
Besides an all-star win last season, which, going back to Wilkesboro, that could prove something good for the driver of the 7 there.
Yes, with the exception of Jeremy Brown, the top 8, top 9 are winless. And really, as it plays out now, this is a great finish for any of these drivers, all up in the top 5.
Yeah, like you were saying, and I don't think we've had this big of an opportunity to see a first-time winner this season than right here. I mean, this is a great field of cars here. Any of these guys could pull this one off. They've all been strong. Keep an eye out on the 17. He struggled a little bit in these restarts. Let's see if he can get a good one here. 2 to go at Chicagoland. Wishing with a good jump.
21 of Matthew David Wood drops down on the apron.
4 wide. Oh, 4 wide. I knew that wasn't going to end well.
All right, caution is back out. It's the 55 of Yarnell going around.
All right, so let's take a look here. This is coming off of the restart. You can see Wood immediately down to the inside. Knew he had a good car there. So it's Houston, Van Scoyk, Lewis. They go 4 wide. Herschel's into the wall in the back there. And that's Lewis. Or no, that's Houston in the 23.
No,
and then
Van Scoyk going around.
That's Houston into the 23.
Yeah. J.R. Houston.
I thought that was Justin Lewis there.
No, you got 46 right behind the 23 as well. You got Lewis to the inside, so you've got on that 4 wide, you've got the 21, the 7, the 20, the 23 with the 46 in his trunk.
So let's see here. I think that I can't tell if the 23 was coming down or not. Miraculously, he saved that. Unfortunately, the accident in the back happened, which brought out the caution, but that was going to be an amazing save there by the 23 if he was able to keep it going if there wasn't a caution. Let's see what happened here, because this was pretty late after that.
So they're spinning in front. I think there's a bit of panic sets in, and the 55 drops down. Unfortunately, he was not clear across the nose of the 88. And so the 55 goes around the 88. He straightens it out. But the 55 was just doing donuts there up in the high line.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to rack and stack and do this all over again. The 17 is saying, oh my gosh, folks, settle down. We need to bring this thing home. But is there an issue with fuel? Potentially not. Maybe not. I think everybody should be good. I think everybody came in 115 or better as far as what lap they came in on, which sets about 140. It's going to be close for some of these drivers, but they should be fine.
Yeah, I highly doubt that they wouldn't be able to not make it.
Well, lights are off on the pace car, which we get ready to do this again. But interestingly enough, the 21 now finds himself up to 4th.
Yeah, great move there. And heck, 4 wide. I mean, if you're going to make it work, you got to commit to it, and he certainly did. I don't think that was anywhere near Wood's fault with the incident there with Van Scoik. I think that was just a racing incident. But they let the 21 or the 23 machine keep a spot. I think that was a good call there. But that moves Houston up a row as well.
So Wishon and Weaver in the front row, Lindgren and Wood in the second row, Lewis and Houston in the third row.
This is going to be fun. Here we go through the bioethanol restart zone. Back to green, overtime at Chicagoland.
Good move by the 17, gets it out in front, puts a good move and moves up to the high line. Stays in front of the 85. A few cars in contact. Oh, the 46 goes around.
Big crash.
The caution will
Trouble
fly
back straight
again.
away.
The 46 going backwards. He's still going backwards at a high rate of speed. Collects a 23 again.
Wow.
Watching the 46, he comes up. There it is. There's the incident right there.
Jeez. Was the set? I think the 7 was just going down to. Well, no, because it looks like he got clipped.
We need a better angle.
There's so much happening right there that because Van Scoik's out of shape in the back. Let's see. Okay, here comes Houston.
Looks like the 7's off speed. He says, oh, God, he drops down. And the 7 just comes out and collects them both. '46 had no place to go.
I don't know if I can call that an incident on anybody.
What happened to the 7, though? He was just off speed.
See if we can get an onboard with him there. That might tell us a little bit of the story.
He's in 5th gear. 5th gear, contacts the wall. That's going to drag him down speed-wise. Now he's stuck on the wall. That causes the 7 to come up, the 20 to come up to his inside. Yeah. All right. I'm thinking it was the 7. He was just caught by the safer barrier. We talked about that before. And unfortunately, that caused everybody around him to just terrible. It happens. All right, we're gonna rack and sack this again. I know we've only got 3 green-white checkers in. I think this is the third, right?
It's the second because we restarted with 2 to go.
Okay.
And then this was overtime. So I think this is the second one.
Unfortunately, the 23 of Van Scoik has got a meatball. He will be unable to continue.
Okay, so hearing from race control, this is it.
I thought
this is the final. This is the final restart, which is interesting because I didn't see overtime displayed with the first one. I guess I missed it, but I didn't see overtime with the first one. But I guess because it was 2 to go.
Yeah, the lap counter went from 134 to 135.
Okay, so yeah, that makes more sense. So this is it right here. Wishing, Lindgren, Weaver, Wood. Wood has put on a really good show here in these overtime restarts. Has found himself up some good spots. But this isn't over. It's far from over. Anybody in this top 10 could win it. And a lot of cars missing from this field.
Yeah, a lot of damaged race cars here with these late cautions. Our 11th caution of the night.
What a jump by Jared Wishing. We're back to green. How long can he hold it? Here comes Matthew David Wood. 3 wide on the bottom for second.
Wood's going for it. He's taking that inside line. That's moving the 85 up to the middle.
He might have a run here. Not over yet. Big dive by Lindgren. Can he get to the inside of the 17 here? Can't quite get there.
17,
white flag this time by.
17 closes the door. Seventeen's got to play a little bit of defense here with just half a lap to go.
Here they come in the 3 and 4. Jared Wishing looking for his first win this season. Lindgren on the outside, going to try to make it work. Does he have anything left? No, he doesn't. Jared Wishing, an amazing strategy call, puts him in victory lane tonight at Chicagoland in IWM's return, and in the final lap, sets the new fastest.
Fabulous finish for the 17. 3 green-white checkers, holds off the field and brings it home for Elite Motorsports 1 and 2. Teammates Zach Lindgren and Jared Wishing. Elite Motorsports gets the win and the second place finish.
What a win for the 17 machine. And a great top 10. A lot of competitive cars. Sammy Harrell's luck finally turns around. Great run for those guys.
We're watching Jared Wishing celebrate. While he finishes celebrating, let's go ahead and bring in the rest. Let's take a look at the rest of the results.
Top 10. Against Jared Wishing up from 26. It was a journey to get here tonight, and he pulls it off. Zach Lindgren in second, Matthew David Wood in third, Jordan Weaver in fourth, Casey Herschel, a great run, he finishes fifth, J.R. Houston in sixth, Justin Lewis in seventh, Sammy Harrell in eighth, Walker Thomas in ninth, and Christoph Hall in 10th.
Michael Anthony finishes in 11th with John Ledger, Kyle Smalley in 13th, Brian Jones in 14th with Nathan Yarnell in 15th, Jeremy Brown in 16th with Calvin Allison in 17th, Christian Elliott in 18th with Chuck Van Scoik in 19th, and David Watts in 20th.
21st is Aaron Jackson, 22nd Andrew Pileshi, 23rd Tyler Clare, 24th Marco Berube, 25th Maxwell Caldwell, 26th Todd Merkel, 27th Luke Bullard, 28th Pete Tart, and rounding out this field is Roberto Ramirez in 29th.
Hard Charger goes to your winner, Jared Wishing, who comes up 25 positions to win this race, and also is the most laps led, and also is the fastest lap. He has the trifecta, including winning this race.
almost a clean sweep, but I mean, it makes it all the more sweeter to come up from 26th to win it. Excellent effort by the Elite Motorsports team, getting a 1-2 tonight. Huge moment for them.
All right, let's see if we can bring in Matthew David Wood here into the broadcast booth. Let's take a look. Let's see. All right, Matthew, can you hear us?
Yep.
All right, welcome to the broadcast booth. Well, congratulations on the third place finish. I know that's probably a bit bitter for you. You guys were hard charging and up there all night long. And then that you round the green flag pit stops, you were there, and then caution flew.
Yeah, no, I had great long run pace, but as always, like every single week, I drove through my box and slid through it. Went from first to fourth, got loose on the restart, fell from what would have been first to 11th. Rallied my way back up, was 0.3 quicker than the leader. They wrecked. I would have got to the leader, they wrecked. And then the next run, I made my way up through the field, was catching the leader, they wrecked. Came to pit road. I think I would have had a decent shot. I don't know if I could have ran down the 2 tires or not. I think by the end of it, they would have been much, much slower just because of how the rear tires were. So I was running down Kyle at least by 2 to 4 tenths a lap, and he was 2 seconds ahead of me. And about to get our laps back there, and Andrew Pleshy, he's a great driver, but I don't know what's going through his mind 6 laps down and spinning by himself. It's a mistake, but it's so annoying.
I hear you.
And I can't blame him for it. He's just trying to stay off the track, and he clips the apron, just goes too fast. But it's annoying when somebody 6 laps down spins on their own, and now we're all trapped a lap down. Got fresh tires, made my way through the field. Got stuck 4 wide there. I went 3 wide, and then somebody else, the 7, made it 4. I guess guys on top turned down, whatever. Then we just couldn't stay green for a lap. After the second yellow, I think it is, the tires are cool enough to where you could have. I've been on 50 lap old tires at this place, and and I've been able to hold people off on fresh tires just because the next gen cools tires off like that. So if we could have stayed green for that 1 lap on the first one, then I would have easily had it. But then you have people pinching me down and swapping lanes on the restart to pinch me behind older tires, and that there's just nothing I can do.
Well, 6 wins so far this season. You're still up there right now. We'll see where that winds up with the points, but still a good finish tonight. Of course, we head next week off to Atlanta. Thoughts about Atlanta?
A cluster. That's what Atlanta's going to be. It's going to be a lot of wrecks, a lot of people packing air on each other when they're trying to push, and then they're going to spin. I'm confident, but that confidence is probably going to get me wrecked. So.
Well, a good showing tonight. Any shout-outs tonight?
Well, everybody for at least when I was around them running pretty clean. I think I absolutely doored Jared at one point by accident. I thought I was straight off the corner and wasn't paying attention, looked over, and bam! Absolutely door checked him into the wall. I think he kept the position anyway, so I don't think it mattered. But, of course, that really doesn't matter, right? But, no, just got to thank Outlaw Speed Co. We've been doing great all week. I think we have every single setup dialed in this week. So thanks to Goat Locker, JSR, Fish Speed, everybody over there. Thank you guys for the broadcast and anybody who supports it. And we'll go super speedway racing next week and hopefully not get a CTE over there.
Okay. All right, that is Matthew Wood finishing third here in Chicagoland. Let's go ahead and grab our second place finisher. That's going to be Zach Lindgren. Bring him into the broadcast booth. Zach, congratulations on your second place finish there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I really wish we didn't get all those cautions right there at the end. I felt like I honestly felt like I might have had a shot to at least challenge for it. I know I did once and kind of backed off a little bit trying to regain a little bit of momentum. But dang, you know what? What a fun race. I mean, we were a fifth place car all night long, and as soon as night fell, the car took off like a rocket ship. So, and then with Jared jumping out in front like that and battling a teammate, somebody that you've known since 2016 at this point, it's really cool to be behind him to see him get a first win in this series. So, yeah, P2, but again, still really cool to see something like that happen.
You gained 8 spots there during the race. Obviously, you started in 10th and made your way up there. But talk about the night for Elite Motorsports. Obviously, I mean, this is pretty much a dream come true for you guys. You finished 1-2 here, and it in the return to Chicagoland. I mean, you really can't set the setting any better. What does this say about you guys' team and just the no quit that you guys have?
Well, it just goes to show how much like we can, you know, work with each other, get along with each other. Even though we're racing, we're competitors. We know what hurts and what helps somebody else. And you know, if racing right there to the end is going to slow us down, then, you know, yeah, it's to the win. But it's just the camaraderie that we have on the team. It's really shown through the season. I mean, heck, with me and Aiden going 1-2, and then Jared and Jeremy going 1-2 the week after. Aiden and I at Nashville, and Jeremy and Jared at Michigan, and now Jared and I again tonight at the return to Chicagoland. My favorite track, which is why I wanted this one the most. But either way, I mean, it just goes to show how much camaraderie that we have inside Elite Motorsports. Just the willingness to not give up on each other, and, you know, keep pushing each other to be the best that we can. I know some of us had really good nights and some of us had mediocre nights, but I mean, at the same time, everybody's in it, and everybody's heads has the same goal. So it just goes to show how tight knit we are as a team. So really excited to pull off the third 1-2 this year.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Let's go ahead and bring your teammate in here. All right, so he can at least listen to the tail of your interview. Any shout outs tonight, Zach?
Yeah, just give a huge shout out to hey. I had every chance to bump you out my way. No, just a huge shout out to Elite Motorsports again. Just the close knit team that we are, man. Just it's starting to really shine through. So a huge shout out to everyone on Elite Motorsports, RMEF, NASCAR Diecast fans, Elite Designs, Whataburger for always supporting the car. You guys up here in the booth doing what you do. Dedicating your time to the league admins for dedicating their time to the league. I know it's not easy being a league admin, so a huge shout out to them. That's all I got for right now. Jared, don't get too rowdy with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, congratulations, Zach, on your victory. And with that, we bring in your winner of tonight's event here at Chicagoland. Jared Wishen etches in the book his first win of the season. Congratulations, Jared.
Hey, I don't really know how we ended up here. I guess the clean air was good because we wrecked on the backstretch twice tonight. Had to sit and fix damage, and then I flipped that stage there with 10 lap older tires and was able to, I think, stay second. And then I ran it long and we caught the caution. That was perfect, and beat Zach off pit road there, and that was all it took, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you started 26th. You were the hard charger. You had the fastest lap. You had the most laps led. You win the race. Take us through that journey there from 26 on up. I mean, it was spectacular to watch the last couple of laps there with you battling it out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to qualify 26, but I actually felt really good coming into the night in practice. I felt good, and then in qualifying, I just got the wall off turn 4, and I thought that was pretty much going to be it if the race kind of ran green. But was able to get in a couple wrecks and get the damage fixed, and we just work our way back up. And then I kind of felt okay there on all those restarts. I mean, I knew had Zach behind me and he was faster, but I just kind of had to use the rearview mirror and give him some air, and hopefully we could work together and keep the 1-2, and that's exactly what we did.
Well, congratulations on your victory. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Premier Racing Setups for being on the car. It's been an interesting year, but I am glad to finally get them in victory lane here, and NASCAR Diecast fans for being on the car as well. Circle B Diecast. Everybody at Elite Motorsports. I think we've got 3 first-time winners this year, so that's pretty cool to do. Just everybody working together, getting the results. So it's been cool to see. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and Elliot for putting the league on.
You got it. All right,
thanks to
there's
Zach for working with me there.
There you go, Zach. You got a bit of a shout out too. There you
A
go.
little shout out, I'll take it.
All right, Noah, great race tonight. Wild finish here.
Yeah, I mean, really no better way to usher the return of Chicagoland back in than in this way. It was an amazing race all night. Obviously, you had a couple incidents there, 11 cautions for 32 laps, but it was just amazing racing all night. Huge win for Elite Motorsports. Huge win for Jared Wisham. We've talked to him a lot this season in second and third, and finally he gets to pull one off. Huge moment for him, and big top 10 here. Christoph Hall pulls one off as well. Houston gets his luck turned around. So does Harrell. Lewis as well. It's just great racing all around, and looking forward to Atlanta next week, but it's going to be hard to top this one.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up tonight's event. So thank you for tuning in from Noah and myself. Tomorrow night, we will be with the INRS Racing Series at Atlanta. Looking forward to that. That's the Quaker State 200, I believe. And next week with the IWM Series, we will be back. We will be going to Atlanta for that series. So tune in tomorrow night, tune in next Wednesday, but we appreciate those of you who are tuned in to the IWM Broadcast Network. So for Noah and myself, have a great night. Good night.